Sort It Out SI is 21 this week, so I thought it would be a great time to show you a load of players on Football Manager who aren't even 16 yet. So, what you need to do is download the data update, and this pack of new players that are not in FM24 because they're too young and should be in FM25 whenever that gets released. And then you'll have a whole host of new Wonderkids. There's thousands of players added to the database. You just need to make sure, once you've downloaded the data update, which you can see how to do on another video, that you make sure you select the new players bit of the database when you are starting your game. Right, so we'll go in and have a look at a load of 16-year-olds or younger in the game, and have a look at what they will look like potentially as we get onto FM25. But obviously we're not there yet, so I can't show you no load of new Wonderkids. But anyway, please like and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, we'll just look through a big old list of young Wonderkids who will be changing the face of Football Manager for FM25 and beyond. So obviously you can see here there's a few players who are age 16 in the database. Obviously we've skipped forward a year as well because it's the data update that are already in the game. So ignore the first two. The first one on the list we do want to look at is Guido Obi Martin, who is a Danish striker in Manchester United's under-18s, and he has got some good potential and he's got some good current ability as well. So he is someone we would like to highlight. A good striker going forward, some decent finishing. Obviously attributes may be different in your own game depending on which version of the database you've downloaded as well. But he is someone to highlight. Then we've got Ibrahim Mbaye, right winger at PSG. Obviously he will cost you a fair bit of money already being at PSG, but he's definitely someone to keep an eye on. French 16-year-old. Again, some good pace as well, and generally speaking, his attributes look handy. Then we've got Konstantinos Karetsas, who is the first of the many Belgians you will probably find as you look through this list. Some good physicals here for this attacking midfielder. Next down, we're back in England with Shumaira Muka at Chelsea. Again, another striker. We've sorted the list by current value, so you'll probably get quite a few attacking players quite high on the list. He's got some really good natural fitness there. Jonah Kusiasari is already in the game. Then we've got our first goalkeeper, another Belgian. There's going to be a lot of really good Belgians coming through the ranks, so Belgium will be a nation to look out for as you play on either the data update on FM24 or when FM25 gets released. But Luca Kiaba Brugmanj at KRC Genk is a really good goalkeeper. He's going to be obviously getting better with age. Then we're into Barcelona, another attacking player, Tony Fernandez, Spanish 15-year-old. Again, good pace. Obviously, you've got to realise they're young, so all of these will greatly improve as we go through the save. But there we go there. And then we're going to go to Nunzio Enguara Ongena. Again, another Belgian player. Belgian players are definitely people you need to be looking out for throughout saves with the data update or onto FM25. And then we'll have a look, another goalkeeper here, Jack Porter. What I'm going to do, by the way, probably should have mentioned this at the beginning, I'm going to put a load of these players on a short list, simulate forward for, I don't know, 10 years, and just see how they look into the future and see whether they develop and become world beaters on this data update version of FM24. Obviously, we've got another guy here, Franco Mustanduano. He's already in the game as well, so he's got a face. Ignore him. This guy, Ayoub Bouadi, a French midfielder, currently at Lille. Again, he's going to be good. That's why he's on this list. I'm going to keep saying it. And we'll finally finish off with another Belgian, Jorthi Mokio at Ajax in their under-18s. Okay, what I'm going to do now, for the benefit of this video, you can see me doing it here. I'm going to add a load of players to a shortlist indefinitely, and then we'll do a simulate forward, as said, and we'll basically see how good they get and see who wins awards and whatnot in the future. And we'll just sort of get to here. There we go. We'll go with 12 players on a shortlist and simulate forward. See you in a second. Okay, so we have simulated 10 years into the future, and I've now got a short list of about 38 players, it looks like. I added roughly 40 odd at the beginning of the game, all listed by their transfer value as we started, and then I've gone through and basically added more players who had either high potential at the beginning of the game or have won awards. So we're just going to have a flick through and see who looks like they have done the best out of the bunch of new Wonderkids that we've installed into the game with the data editor. So looking at the list, just again sorted by transfer value, there's a few names that jump out. Jose Reyes is up here. He started out at Real Madrid, right winger, has ended up at Monaco after a few stints either in the first team or the C team or Castilla, and he never actually made a performance in the first team actually, but has gone to Monaco and done reasonably well for himself. 6'4" winger. Looks like he's come into his own and has basically formed into a really good player on 200k a week, so that's not too bad at all. No international caps though. Same for Honest Ahanor, who is a left wing back, can play all down the left as well actually. But he started out live at Genoa and ended up at Roma, spent 16 million, going up to 20 potentially. 18 million is how much they've spent so far. But he looks like he's again rounded out into a decent left back, some good physical attributes there. Again, they're all 26 years old now, if you haven't been able to add 10 onto 16. But Nunzio Ngwanda Onjena, it looks like he has possibly done the best. He's got 50 caps for Belgium. Obviously, we mentioned at the beginning part of the video that lots of young Belgian players were coming through in this update, so there's going to be plenty of them knocking about. He's got 50 caps, had a good stint at Anderlecht, and then went to Eintracht Frankfurt for 25.5 million, and has done really well in the Bundesliga since joining them. He is an elite centre-back, and you can tell here from his attributes that he's really good on the physical side, really good on the mental side, and got the key technical attributes as well, all in a good place. Really handy-looking defender. And anyone else who we can see out here, again, another Belgian here, Jorthi Mokio, again, started out at Ajax this time. He's another centre-back, his defensive centre-back pairing. For the Belgian national team. He's at Atletico now as well. How much did they spend on him? Again, 25 million, so a 50 million partnership when they were, 21 years of age in the Belgian national side. Again, he looks pretty good. If we do a comparison with, where is he? There we go, Nunzio. You can see Nunzio's probably a little bit better defensively, whereas Mokio looks like he's a little bit more well-rounded. Got a bit more vision and technical ability, better in the air as well. But all in all, they both look pretty similar players, and pretty similar standard of players, I should say. Who else can we... In fact, if we sort by caps as well, Rory Finneran, who was at Newcastle to begin with, has plenty of time on loan around loads of clubs. So Peterborough, Rotherham, Reading, Hibernian, and then went on free to Nantes in France. And has done really well. 64 caps for the Irish defensive midfielder. Great determination there. That jumps out immediately. Natural fitness of 16. His physicals all look pretty good. A little bit on the lower side for his stamina and his strength. He's 5'11", so you'd expect him to be a little bit stronger than that. But good first touch, good passing ability. All around a solid defensive midfielder. And if we once again go here, let's have a look who else I was going to look at. So Gil Fernandez, I think at the beginning of the database, has, at least in the version I've used, had the highest potential ability. It doesn't look like he's fully fulfilled it, but he's gone from Barcelona's youth setup, made 23 appearances for the senior team, and then gone to Everton on a loan initially, and then 11 million once they dropped down to the Championship. But he's doing pretty well for himself, attacking midfielder or central midfielder. Again, doesn't look like he's reached his full potential. But he's definitely a good player and one who if you sign, could turn into a really handy performer. Right, so we've looked at Reyes, we've looked at Gil Fernandez. Who else is on my list? Gabriel Mech. Let's see if we can find him. He had high potential as well, and he's still in Brazil. So he's gone from Grêmio to RB and then Flamengo in the most recent season. He's not managed to leave Brazil, though, but he has looked like he's developed reasonably well. Physical side of things is really good. Got really good passing and vision as well, and attacking midfielder, obviously. But if he'd potentially developed a little bit more, would have expected him to break into Europe. But he's still only 26, so that could happen, and could happen especially in your save as well if you choose to sign him. And then the last one on the high potential list at the beginning was Ibrahim Mbaye, who doesn't look like he has fulfilled that potential. He's another one who's at Nantes and has been all around the grounds. Started out at PSG, went on loan to Antwerp. Never really broke into the PSG side. Got a couple of performances here and there few loans, ended up not really doing much, went on a free to Troyes and then 3 million to Nantes, and he's kind of not really hit anywhere near that potential you'd expect. He made 1 appearance for the PSG senior side, 100 in total because he played for PSG 99 times. But yeah, he's not quite hit the peak we were expecting him to hit. But people who have probably peaked a little bit higher than we were expecting, if we can find another Belgian guy. In fact, no, maybe not hit the peak, but he definitely had the potential early on. This guy won, I think it was the NXGN award. No, he got 3rd place in the NXGN award when he was 19, but hasn't quite ended up as good as maybe we were expecting him to. This guy did actually start at Antwerp, went to Atletico, it looks like, for 12 million. Never really made his mark there and has ended up in Scotland at Celtic, another 2.5 million there. But he looks like he's developed okay, but potentially could have expected more. Maybe he peaked a little bit too early. Physicals look really handy, actually. But yeah, Team Sheelan is another Belgian. I mean, look, if you just sort by nationality here, there's so many good Belgian players. Look at all them. Not even half of them have made the cut that you'd expect them to. And then there was one more, if I'm checking my list, there was another Belgian, Gorak Gali, here he is. He's at Chelsea now, another defensive midfielder, or media say attacking midfielder, okay, so he can play a bit across everywhere in midfield, but he looks like he's actually developed pretty good. He's ended up at Chelsea, started out at Anderlecht, went to Chelsea for 38 million, been on loan at Real Sociedad, but looks like he's broken into the Chelsea first team recently and is doing well for himself. Another young Belgian, obviously. This guy's only got 26 caps in their midfield, but he is a driven personality, continental reputation. He's getting there. I think by the time they're 30, he's probably going to be one of the better ones of the bunch. But he got, I think, 3rd place in the Copper Trophy, or was it 3rd place in the NXGN? It was 3rd place in the NXGN, I think the year after his countryman, Team Sheelan, got 3rd place as well. Was he his countryman? Or was he Dutch? Anyway, I've lost him now. No, he was Belgian. There's so many good Belgians on here, you just kind of forget who's any good. I'm just consulting my list once again to see if there's anyone else we want to probably look at. Potentially not. I think Nunzio may have been the highlight of the bunch. Here he is again now at Frankfurt. If he gets moved to a bigger club, potentially. I mean, how are Frankfurt doing? Before I say that, maybe they've, second in the Bundesliga quite a couple of times. In the top sort of 5 every season for the last 10 years. So, yeah, they've done quite well with him in their side. So, regular Champions League football at the very least. For Nunzio Anguara Ongena, who may be one of the best Wonderkids you will find on FM25 if it ever does get released. But you can play with them now on FM24 with a data update. It has 1000's of new Wonderkids or potential Wonderkids to sink your teeth into and sign in your next save game. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out more content here on Sort It Out SI. Check me out over on my own personal channel where I'm trying to complete Football Manager 2024. It will take me longer than I've got time to do, even with FM25 being delayed by 5 months. Probably a bit more than I can manage in one save game. But we'll see how far we get on. We're about a dozen leagues now that we've completed in FM24, but more to come. Right, thanks again for watching. I will see you on the next one. If there's anyone you've spotted that I've not gone into detail on or you think will be a great player in the future, let me know in the comments and I will hopefully try and get back to you. Right, see you soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time.